This is Zichru Simanim Gemara Basra Daf Kof Lamed Ches. You've got to know a little Hebrew for this one. Kof Lamed Ches, when you spell it out, is a kelach. Now, a kelach is a stalk. So, in particular, we're going to think of a kelach. We're going to think of Maror Stalks, which right over here is going to remind us of this farmer. So we have a farmer. Now, what's the farmer doing? The farmer is giving everything away, including, of course, his incredible Maror stalks to a friend of his. But that person is protesting. As you see this guy standing by the door and saying that Maror farmer wants to give him everything. But what's this guy saying? I don't want this. He's protesting. So we have the Kelach Dav Kuf Lamed Ches, the Maror farmer. He's giving everything away. His friend is saying, I don't want this. Now, what did the Maror farmer do? The Maror farmer went and brought some maror to him. His dying father, what better to give the dying father than a shtickle maror on his deathbed? Now the dying father is busy giving away his estate, and he's saying 200 to Reuven, ve'acharov 300 to Shimon, ve'acharov 400 to Levi, which of course is going to be the discussion of when someone gives away a gift in sequence, not 100, 200, 300, 100, and then 200, and then 300. And finally, we have the Eidim sitting over here that they're recording that Mr. Shchimra says that someone owes him money. And the Eidim themselves are not sure if it's true. So do we believe such a star? Are Eidim able to write down something that they hear without knowing it's true? So we have the Kuf Lamed Ches, and we have the Kelach, the Maror Stalks. We have the Maror farmer that gives away everything to his friend. Number one, the friend says, I don't want this. Does his protest work? Now he's coming to give his father some maror on his deathbed, but the father's been giving away his estate in sequential order. Achar of this, achar of this, achar of this. And number three, the Eidim which are recording that the Shchimra says someone owes him money. So let's go into our 3 points and drop deeper. We have number one, this guy who's protesting the gift, that if someone gives away his estate and the recipient says, I don't want it, says the Tanakhama, the gift takes effect. Says Rashbag, no, he can protest, the gift does not take effect. The Gemara says, what's the machlokes? When he screams right away, then everyone agrees the gift doesn't work because he's screaming. If he's just like he's quiet, savach, everyone agrees it's going to work. So he was quiet right away. The machlokes is when he transfers the gift via another person and he was quiet and then protests. In this case, the Tanakhama says the fact that he was quiet shows that he wanted it. In this case, the Shimon Gamliel says that he does not want it. So that's point number one, that after the kelach, the stalks, the maror farmer gives away the gifts, the guy says, I don't want it. So what's the case of machlokes? The case is going to be when you give it via someone else, shasak ulubisayif savach. And number two was that he went to give his father those kelach, the maror dish. And the Shchimra is giving away things sequentially. He's giving 200 to Pliny, Acharov 300, Acharov 400. Said the Brisa, and we don't say, excuse me, if he didn't say Acharov, then we don't say that it's given away in order. Rather, they all get it simultaneously. And therefore, Mikulam. However, if he said Acharov Pliny, after Pliny, then yes, Kol Ekodim Mishtar, whoever's early in the Shtar, gets earlier. Therefore, if someone was owed money by the Shchimra, he would take from the last one first, then earlier, because indeed it is given over sequentially. And point number three is, when Eidim here for the Shchimra, could they write it down or not? The Shchimra says, plenty owes me money. Ramir says, Eidim write it down, even though the Eidim themselves do not know whether it's a true claim. And therefore, if later the Yarshim want to collect on that, they're going to have to bring a raya, because Eidim did not know if it's true. The Chacham say, no, the Eidim cannot write it down without knowing it's true. And therefore, if they wrote it, that shows it's true, and therefore they could collect with that shtar. Ravuna said it the opposite. Why? Misha Bezdin Tayim, because we have to be worried about a Bezdin Tayim. We asked the Kasha from Chalitza, the Gemara's Machalek, that by a Bezdin, a latter Bezdin would rely on the shtar if they said that there was a Chalitza, because they would assume the Bezdin looked into it. But for a regular monetary matter with Eidim, maybe not. So we have to have Kuf Lamed Ches. We have the Kelach, the Maror farmer, that gave away his entire estate. Number one, the guy wants to protest. Does that work? The machlek is when you give it savach. Number two, when the father, as he's being handed his maror dish, is giving away everything in achar of this, achar of this, achar of this, then that's the way it's given over. And number three, can Eidim record that someone owes the Shchimra money, Dav Kuf Lamed Ches, the Maror farmer?